Good afternoon. Welcome to the garage. Haven't been doing much lately. I've just been kind of taking it easy. Been too hot to do much, but today I started a new little adventure here. I got a new mobility scooter and I ordered it 4 months ago. It took it 4 months to come in. It finally came in. I shopped around a lot before I bought. I wanted to find one that had enough power that I could push snow with, in the wintertime. I wanted it to be fairly stable, but I didn't want the big, giant, over-the-top off-road ones because I still had to get in and out of the garage with it. And I still wanted to work from it in the yard, weed eating and doing the things I did with the old three-wheel Rascal that I had. So I wound up with a Pride Mobility Maximum. It's a little heavier duty. It's made for a large person. It's got a weight capacity of 500 pounds. And I got the color, I had a choice of color, black or blue. And my mom's favorite color was blue. And so that's what I got, was blue. I like blue too, I gotta admit. It's not a shiny blue, it's a flat blue. But this is the project that I've got. I got it so I could try to load it in the truck, and then when I go fishing, I could ride it to the pond. It takes all my energy to fish anymore. By the time I walk down the bank or to the pond or wherever the destination is that I'm going to fish in. And so I got this scooter. I'm hoping to get some ramps so that I can back it up into the truck very carefully. Now, before you start hollering at me, I'm not going to try to ride it up into the truck, okay? I'm going to stand on the ground and put it in a lower speed. It's got a speed adjustment on it, and try to back it up into the truck. But this is what I'm doing right now. It's got a neat feature on here that I found that I kind of like, and it's got a little bitty receiver hitch on the back of the seat. Yeah, looks like it's made to pull a wagon, doesn't it? Well, a big trailer. Maybe I could pull a camper with it. No, what I'm doing right now is I'm making me a little platform to put my tackle box and something to hold my fishing pole in when I'm going fishing. So this is what I got. So you can't see much of the scooter from where I'm sitting here in the garage, and I don't really want to get up. My legs are sore from working yesterday. I tried to move some dirt yesterday, and I did a lot of shoveling, and my tiller finally luckily broke, and it probably saved my life when that tiller quit working because I was hot and tired. Anyway, there's the scooter, Pride Mobility. It's got a lot of power. It goes well in the yard. I have to go slow in the yard because it doesn't really have much suspension in it. It's real stable. I can take that platform there and I can stand up on that platform and reach the bird feeder with no problem. It's real stable. It goes pretty good in the yard. I don't know why, but it's got turn signals and headlights on it. I don't plan on driving it any farther than the bird feed store. I guess I need to turn signal when I go in there. But here's that hitch. See that thing? Isn't that cute? It's a little 1x1 receiver. And so what I'm going to try to do is I was going to get a piece of metal to go in that, but I decided I could cut a piece of wood easier. And so I've got a piece of wood cut down to go in there, and I'm going to make me a little 20x20 platform to go out the back of it here, and then put maybe a piece of 2-inch conduit on it sticking up so that the rod will fit in it, so that I can haul my tackle box and my fishing rod there. I'll show it to you when I get it done. Here's the beginning piece. Got it worked out. I'm going to make the box 10 inches out from the back and 20 inches wide. And so I've got this piece so that it'll go in the receiver like that. I've got to do a little more work on this hole. There's a pin that goes in here that goes through the hole. It doesn't quite go through there very easy. And then you tighten down this thumb screw here, or the hand knob. And then this will be the platform for my tackle box and stuff. Just going to make it out of slats so that the water will drain out of it and the dirt will fall out of it. It's going to be about 4-inch tall sides on it. so that the tackle box won't fall off. And then we'll get a piece of 1.5 inch, 2-inch conduit and set in the corner to stand my rod up long ways. So I went back to the scrap pile, got a deck board out. Deck boards are about 6 inches wide, 5.5 inches wide, 1 inch thick. So I ripped them into strips. I cut them 3 pieces wide, cut 3 pieces out of the width. Then I cut each piece in half. Thought I'd make it a little bit lighter weight, and it'd look better if it was made just out of slats. So here we go, we've got them ripped out. I've got my tongue piece there that fits in the receiver, and I'm getting ready. I got my air nailer on, the air compressor's on. We're gonna fasten this thing together. Well, here it is, installed. I put it together with Gorilla Glue and my brad nailer, air brad nailer. Boy, I tell you, if you've not used one of those brad nailers, those things follow the grain and they go out the side of the board. And this thing looked like a porcupine when I got it done. I had so many little nails sticking out, and they're so hard to get out. You can't drive them back out. You can't pull them, and you can't even break them off. But I finally figured out how to do it. I got out that Dremel, put my angle grinder, little cutting wheel on that Dremel that comes, that little thin cutting wheel about the size of a quarter, and I just cut them all off. This project, it worked out all right because it's a rough looking thing anyway. It's not finished, it's not varnished, it's not real smooth. So if you use those things, if you use an air nailer and you have the problem like I did of it running out the side of the board, and man, be careful how you hold it, because if you've got your hand down below where that nail is going to come through, it'll just soon drive that nail into your hand as your finger is the board. I came close a couple times when I was doing it, and I soon learned to watch out for that. Let's put the tackle box in there and see how it works. There you go. Got room for a package of worms right there at the end of it. And then this piece of conduit right there, that's just a piece of 2-inch electrical conduit. That is my rod holder. Let's put the rod in it. I got the rod broken in half, 2 sections. We'll just set it right in there like that. And there we have it. My fishing platform for the mobility scooter. Now don't get me wrong, this is not an off-road mobility scooter. I'm not going to try to drive it up and down the bank of a pond. It wouldn't do that. I'd wind up in the water. This is just made to go down the sidewalk to get me to the pond. A lot of these retention ponds around here have parking lots that you can access from them and stuff, and so that's what this is for. It's not necessarily for off-road type use, but just to help me carry my stuff to the pond. The retention pond at my daughter's house and my son-in-law's house, he feeds these fish for me, and I can just drive around behind their house and cut through a couple of trees, and I'm sitting there on the bank of that pond. So this will get my gear down there pretty well. So to finish this story up, I kind of asked the Lord what I needed to talk about today. Put something on my mind today, Lord, that I needed to talk about. I wanted to talk about Lot and Sodom and Gomorrah, and I read up on it and got ready to talk to you about it, and he put something else in my mind. While I was working on this platform, I got a splinter in my hand, and that made me think of the thing in the Bible where it talked about don't complain and don't criticize the splinter in your neighbor's eye when you've got that big plank in your eye. Can't you see that plank in your eye while you're criticizing that splinter in your neighbor's? Well, that got me to thinking about, again, forgiving people for what they do, not judging them. Now, there's a difference between judging and judgment. We have to use our judgment. We have to make decisions that follow God's plans, His teachings, Jesus' lessons that He gave us. We have to make judgments in our life about that. And we cannot like bad judgment. When people choose the wrong thing, we cannot like that. I like to think of the term that God hates the sin, but he loves the sinner. And that's the way it is. I used to tell my son Graham, and he was always kind of impressed with the idea that no matter what he did, he was my son, and I loved him. I might not like some of the things that he might decide that he wanted to do, but I would love him. God does that for us. He loves us. He's just waiting on us to say, we're sorry, we love you, Jesus, and forgive us. And he will, no matter what. He hates the sin. He's not judging me. I'm not judging you. I'm not judging my neighbor's splinter in his eye. But I'm judgmental. I'm judgmental about right from wrong. And I think we have to be that way. Well, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. God bless you this day and watch over you this night. I'm going to drive down the driveway here, pretend like I'm going to the retention pond fishing. See you later.